Alright, what's going on everyone, Cubics here, and welcome back to a brand new video. So I haven't updated this video in quite a long time, but anyways, these are my main speed cubes as of the new year 2021, as well as my averages and the methods that I use. Then at the end of the video, I'm going to be giving you my goals for the end of 2021. So if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button. But anyways, let's just get right into this video. So starting off with 2x2, I use the original YJ MGC in stickerless. So I use a mix of LBL and Ortega, and I average about 3 to 4 seconds. On a good day, I'll even get a lot of 2s, and on a bad day, it might be like 4 to 5 seconds. So I am actually color neutral on 2x2, which I think most people are, and most people should be, at least because it's way easier to tell the difference between the colors than on 3x3. But anyway, my goals for the end of 2021 is probably to average a consistent 3 and maybe even down to high 2. For 3x3, I use the Volca M, the Weilong GTS 3M, and the Weilong WRM. They're all really good and I use all of them. Basically, however I'm just feeling that day, I'll just use whichever cube. I average 11 to 12 seconds. On a good day, maybe 10 to 12, and on a bad day, maybe 11 to 13. And I use CFOP. So on 3x3, I'm not fully color neutral, but I am dual color neutral, which means I can solve on both the white cross and the yellow cross, and I get about the same times with both. I think my goal for the end of 2021 is just to average a consistent 10. It doesn't need to be sub 10. I just want to try to get my times down to a perfect 10. For 4x4, I use the Moyu Aosu GTS 2M. I have not gotten the WRM, and I really don't intend to. I really like this cube, and I do pretty well on it. So on 4x4, I average about 50 seconds. On a really good day, maybe high 40s to mid 40s, and on a really bad day, maybe mid 50s. It really depends on how I'm feeling that day. So I do use Yao, which is what most advanced 4x4 solvers use, and my goal for the end of 2021 is probably to average a consistent 40 flat. It doesn't need to be sub 40, but I would like to be able to get down to 40 seconds. For 5x5, I use the Moyu Aochuang GTS M. I haven't felt the need to get the V2 or the WRM, and I think in the future I plan on getting the MGC. But so far, this has worked really well for me, and yeah, I recently just got the stickerless version from my friend. Anyways, I use Yao on 5x5, and I average about 2.5 minutes. On a good day, maybe 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Yes, it really does get that low on a good day. And on a really bad day, I might average like 2:40. So it really depends on how I'm feeling, similar to 4x4. But yeah, I would say I average about 2.5 to 2 minutes and 20 seconds with Yao 5. For 4x4 and 5x5, I'm not color neutral, so I only really solve on white cross. And for the end of 2021, I want to average sub 2 on 5x5. I think that's a pretty good goal. For 6x6, I'm pretty slow, and I average, I think, maybe sub 6. I think that's about what I average. My best solve is like a 506, which is pretty good for me, but I really don't practice it much. I really do want to get better though this year at 6x6. I've heard it's a really fun event. Anyways, I use the X-Man Shadow V2M. I traded for it with my friend, so I didn't have to pay for it. Anyway, I'm not color neutral. I do use Yao 6, whatever it's called, just Yao on 6x6. And I think by the end of 2021, I want to average sub 5. I think that'd be a pretty good time and average. Also, I plan on getting the MGC 6x6, maybe for my birthday, but at least just sometime in the future, probably before the end of 2021. For now, I mean, this 6x6 really works for me, and I haven't felt the need to get a new one, but I probably will get the MGC to upgrade. For 7x7, I really don't have much to say. I mean, this is the Yushin Huanglong. It has a couple problems, but it's good for me for now. I honestly never ever practice 7x7. I don't even know what I average, probably around 15 minutes. I never really solve it, but this year I do want to solve it a few times and see what I can get. I think I want to try to average about 10 minutes by the end of 2021. I think that'd be a pretty good goal, because I really never practice 7x7. I use Yao on 7x7. I just find it comes easier and I naturally get better times with it. Yeah, that's it for 7x7. I don't really plan on getting a better one anytime soon. For 3x3 OH, I use the LiQWYD WRM. I have no idea what I average. I think it's around 30 to 35 seconds. I rarely practice 3x3 OH, but it is something I want to get decent at this year, and I probably want to average maybe 25 will be good. I think 25 is a pretty good goal for me. It's all I really want. Maybe sub 20 in the further future. But yeah, I use CFOP for OH. I think this is a really good cube for it. It flows super smoothly, and it's just a very fluid cube. For square one, I use the Yushin Little Magic, and I actually used to be a bit better whenever I practice more. I haven't practiced in I think a few months now though. I used to average, I think down to low 30s, but now I think I average about 40 seconds. So yeah, I haven't really practiced much. I don't have many goals for this event, although I would like to compete in it in a competition, which I haven't done before. I think I'd like to average sub 30, and I don't really plan on getting a better one, because honestly, this works really well for me, and I don't plan on becoming like world class or anything at square one. Yeah, so this is a pretty good cube. I hope to get about sub 30 average by the end of the year. And I don't really know what method I use. I think it's just the beginner's method, which I'm surprised I even averaged down to like 30s into 40 with it. It uses a lot of algorithms and a lot of moves, and I want to learn a better algorithm, but I think I'm good with the beginner's method. I have learned the Z-perm and the H-perm though, so I don't just use so many algorithms for the last layer. For Pyraminx, I use the X-Man Bell V1 Pyraminx. This cube works really well for me, and I don't feel like getting a new one. I still use LBL, and I average about 8 seconds. I think 8 seconds is pretty accurate to what I average. I don't know if I'm going to practice this much throughout 2021, but I guess I would want to average maybe 6 seconds by the end of the year. And honestly, 7 seconds would be fine, but maybe down to 6. And I really don't plan on getting a new one anytime soon. Again, this one works pretty well for me. But yeah, that's Pyraminx. Skewb is the only stickered main I have because I got it a while ago whenever I really liked stickered cubes, and I never felt the need to upgrade. But anyway, this is the X-Man Wingy Magnetic Concave Skewb. Yeah, it works really well for me. I really like the grip, and I've really never felt the need to upgrade to the Aoyan or the Gan Skewb. I think I average about 8 seconds. On a good day, maybe down to 7. On a bad day, 8 or 9. I don't really know. But yeah, it's definitely sub 10. Probably by the end of 2021, I'd like to average 5 to 7 seconds. I think that's a pretty good goal. Maybe I'll practice it a bit more. I really don't know. I used to really like Skewb. I haven't had much interest in it now, but yeah, I'd like to get a bit better. And maybe get the stickerless version. And as for method, I probably just use like the intermediate method or whatever it's called. I know a bit more algorithms, and I know it's not beginners. I don't really have much to say about Megaminx. I use the X-Man Galaxy V2 LM, which is light magnets, and I think it flows super smoothly. I don't plan on getting a new Megaminx anytime soon. This works pretty well for me, and I really don't practice it much. I think I average about 3 minutes, probably a little bit over, like 3 minutes and 20 seconds. I feel like if I practice it a bit more, I would be able to get a good bit faster, but I don't really care much about Megaminx. I think by the end of 2021, I want to average 2 minutes, or 2.5 minutes. I really don't practice it much, and I don't plan to, but I think 2.5 minutes sounds pretty good. And I have no idea what methods there are on Megaminx. I probably use the beginner's method. I really don't practice it much, and I barely know any algorithms on this thing. And for clock, well, I really just don't practice clock. I still use the Lingow. I never felt the need to upgrade because I don't practice it. In competition, I've only ever gotten DNFs, and it's a really bad clock, but I still don't feel the need to upgrade. I think I probably average about 30 seconds. Yeah, I think 30 seconds is about it. For the end of 2021, you know what, my goal will just be sub 30. Maybe drop a second on this thing. I don't really care much about it. And this is a really bad clock. I don't really know what method I use. Probably just the beginner's method. Or I don't know if there are even methods on this thing. But yeah, I'm really not good at clock, and I don't really plan on getting better. And then for most of my cubes, I just use a mix of DNM and Silk. I think they both work really good. This makes it really fast, and this makes it a little bit more buttery and smooth. So I really like the mix of both, and it just makes my cubes turn really well. Oh, and a quick note from editor Kevin. For timers, I use the StackMat CS timer on my computer and the app Cubing Time on my phone. But anyways, those are my main speed cubes as of 21, as well as my averages, my methods, and my goals for the end of 2021. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Again, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and make sure to hit the like button if you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.